Welcome back, Ranger fans, to the Man Advantage podcast. We are going to cover the last two games the Rangers have played. Tonight was Tuesday against the Carolina Hurricanes. Unfortunately, the boys in blue lost. We're going to talk about a few things. So let's go. All right, Ranger fans, welcome back. My name's Jamie, host of the Man Advantage podcast. Okay, so we're not going to talk a lot about the Bruin game. I actually wasn't able to see it. So the Rangers lost 3-1. They were missing Kopp and Hedel. The Rangers lost 3-1. So we'll just leave it at that. But we will go over a little bit of the Ranger game tonight. So let's do the good news first. Chris Kreider wins the Stephen McDonald Award. Well deserved. It's an important award for the Rangers' 34th year that they've given that award out. So I'm sure that means a lot. And you could see during the interview at the end of the first period that he was getting a little emotional when he was being asked by Dave Maloney about the award, and rightfully so. It's something that the Rangers really, really care about, and good on him for winning the award. It's a special award for the Rangers. So, as far as the game goes, the first period, I was commenting to my kids that the Rangers looked like they were on their heels. They seemed like they played a lot of the first period in their own zone, although the high danger chances were 5-3 in our favor. So I guess we were doing a decent job keeping the Canes to the outside. But Carolina just took the game over in the second, scoring two quick goals. Trocheck and I believe was it Stepan who got the second. Um, it doesn't really matter at this point, but Chris Kreider did score. Great play by Vetrano. But I think the big story of the second period was the fact that Panarin and Kopp both left pretty early on, 5-6 minutes in, and never returned. And at the end of or I should say at the beginning of the third, there was an update that Kopp had a lower body injury and Panarin had a upper body injury. So not great. Listen, I know these guys want to play, but boy, if these are serious injuries or even, injuries that you can play with, but it hurts their play, it's not great. So if I'm the Rangers, I sit guys starting tomorrow night, you know, let these other guys that haven't played in a while get some ice time. Why not? Nothing to gain. All that can happen is someone get hurt, and that's just not great, especially when we're this close to the playoffs. Um, Third period, 4-on-4 goal against by Aho, who kills. And by the way, I can't stand the Canes. The officiating was just terrible. I mean, I hate to bring up the officials, but they were awful. I mean, just awful. And I don't know how some of the plays in the third period weren't called. It goes both ways. When the referees don't make calls when there should be calls, other teams always get frustrated and they feel like they can take liberties. And then this is when things can get out of hand. And then this is when someone really can get hurt. I just don't understand. If they just would make a couple calls, everything will calm down, or someone will fight and then it'll calm down. But if you keep letting these stick fouls and tackles and hits from behind go, no bueno, no good. Um, it's kind of ironic. I play men's league hockey, and my game last night was the officials were just terrible as well. And it was so one-sided for the other team. I kept saying to the one ref, there's two teams out here. Come on. And it was a tie game. So I'm not saying you can't call penalties, but it's got to be even. It's got to be even. But anyway, referees were terrible as usual. The Rangers made it a game. I was happy the way they finished it up. They didn't quit. Lafreniere, great finish. Trouba had a goal. I mean, really, the big. Even if the Rangers won this game, I didn't expect them to win the division. Shesty, he needs some rest. Like, he's definitely not playing tomorrow night. It'll be Georgiev's game against the Canadians. But at this time, we just got to get through Friday and somehow hope and pray. Not hope and pray, but if we could play Pittsburgh, because Pittsburgh looks like they are just having a whole lot of trouble right now. They got crushed tonight by Edmonton and Washington. I know they didn't have Ovechkin in the lineup, and he's day to day. I would assume that Ovechkin is not going to play the rest of the season until the playoffs because he's too important for them to get hurt, and if he's out, forget about it. But yeah, Pittsburgh is struggling. They're a mess right now. The Rangers have certainly had their number. The Hurricanes are a very annoying team. They have a lot of talent. They play hard. I feel like they commit a lot of penalties that aren't called, and it's just like, well, you can't call everything, so we'll just try to get away with what we can. Their penalty killing is amazing. Other than that, it's just frustrating. Guys getting hurt this close to the playoffs. Very, very frustrating. And I waited a little bit before I recorded the video to see if I get any updates from Twitter, any of the journalists, Vince Mercogliano or Molly Walker. But I hadn't seen anything just yet, so I'm sure Gallant will say something like their day to day. We'll check. We'll know more tomorrow, if I had to guess. So I would hope that Cop isn't playing. I'm sure he won't play tomorrow. I'm sure Brad won't play tomorrow. Even a guy like Zibanejad, sit him. What I mean, or Fox? Fox needs a night off. Give him a day off. I don't know what to say other than the officials were terrible. Guys are getting hurt, and I'll say that Ryan Reeves. I love the guy. I love his energy. But boy, he turned the puck over at the blue line. It wound up being like a 90-second shift inside the Ranger zone. He's not great against teams like this. This is where we really miss Tyler Mott, and it's frustrating because there's another guy that he's smaller, but he's got speed and he can make plays where he's better against a team like the Caps because they're bigger and physical. But against a team like the Canes, he gets exposed because he's just not quick enough. But I'm sorry, the guys tonight was a real quick episode. We just there's not a lot to say right now going into the playoffs as far as reviewing the games and things like that. And I just think that the Rangers need to get through these last two games and turn their attention to the playoffs. So do me a favor, like and subscribe the video. Hit me up on Twitter at Jamie_hockey. We may or may not do another video tomorrow because I may lump two together, the Caps and the Canadiens games. So I think that'll do it for tonight, guys. I hope everybody has a great day, and we'll see you soon. Go Rangers.